What's going on, Wrestling vs. CC family? Welcome back to the channel where we break down the most shocking, controversial, and jaw-dropping moments in professional wrestling. And today, we're diving deep into one of the most talked about incidents that had the WWE Universe absolutely stunned. I'm talking about that moment when Nia Jax and Naomi were going at it in the ring, and something happened that nobody, and I mean nobody, saw coming. The crowd went silent, social media exploded, and wrestling fans around the world were left picking their jaws up off the floor. But before we get into all the crazy details, make sure you smash that like button if you're ready for some serious wrestling drama, hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell because we're about to break down exactly what happened, why it matters, and what this means for both superstars moving forward. Now, to really understand the magnitude of what went down, we need to set the scene properly. This wasn't just any random match, this was a collision between two of WWE's most polarizing and powerful women's division competitors. On one side, you have Nia Jax, the self-proclaimed, irresistible force, who's never been one to hold back or play nice. She's built her entire career on being the dominant powerhouse who doesn't care about making friends or playing politics. Nia's always been known for her no-nonsense attitude and her willingness to push boundaries that other superstars won't even approach. Then you have Naomi, the former Smackdown Women's Champion, known for her incredible athleticism, her connection with the WWE Universe, and her ability to light up any arena with her entrance alone. Naomi's always been seen as one of the more respected and professional competitors in the women's division, someone who carries herself with dignity and class. The tension between these two had been building for weeks. It started with subtle comments during backstage interviews, then escalated to social media exchanges that had fans speculating about real heat between them. The WWE creative team was clearly setting up something big, but nobody could have predicted just how explosive this encounter would become. The match itself started typically enough. Both women came out with their usual entrances, Naomi with her glow-up presentation that got the crowd hyped, and Nia Jax with her intimidating presence that immediately shifted the energy in the arena. Early on, it was clear this wasn't going to be your standard back-and-forth wrestling match. The intensity was palpable from the opening bell. You could see in their eyes that this was personal. Every move had extra aggression behind it, every counter was delivered with malicious intent. Naomi was using her speed and agility to try to outmaneuver the much larger Nia Jax, hitting quick strikes and trying to stay mobile. But Nia was having none of it, she was hunting Naomi down like a predator, looking to use her size and strength advantage to completely overwhelm her opponent. The crowd was already on the edge of their seats because you could feel that something was different about this match. The usual WWE polish seemed to be cracking, and what we were witnessing felt more real, more raw than your typical scripted encounter. And then it happened. The moment that nobody saw coming and that has wrestling fans still talking about it weeks later. During what appeared to be a routine grappling exchange near the ropes, Nia Jax suddenly stopped mid-move and grabbed the microphone from the announce table. The confused look on Naomi's face was genuine, this clearly wasn't part of the script. "You want to know what's really going on here?" Nia shouted into the microphone, her voice cutting through the arena noise. "You want to know why this match is happening? It's because some people in this company think they can get away with anything." The crowd fell silent. Even the commentary team seemed stunned into silence. This had all the hallmarks of a shoot promo, one of those rare moments when the scripted world of WWE collides with reality. But what came next was what truly shocked everyone. Nia Jax proceeded to air out what appeared to be legitimate backstage grievances involving Naomi. She talked about backstage politics, about favoritism, about how certain superstars get opportunities while others get overlooked. She mentioned specific incidents that had supposedly happened behind the scenes. Naomi's reaction was telling. Instead of staying in character or trying to play along, she looked genuinely caught off guard and upset. You could see her trying to figure out whether this was part of the show or if Nia had genuinely gone off script. The most shocking part was when Nia revealed details about Naomi's contract negotiations and backstage relationships that, if true, painted a very different picture of the beloved superstar than what fans had seen on television. The immediate reaction in the arena was unlike anything I've seen in recent WWE history. The crowd didn't know how to react. Some were cheering because they thought this was amazing entertainment. Others were booing because they sensed something had gone wrong. Many were just sitting there in stunned silence, trying to process what they were witnessing. Social media exploded instantly. Within minutes, clips of the segment were circulating on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, and every wrestling forum imaginable. Wrestling journalists were frantically trying to confirm whether this was a work or a shoot. The hashtags #Nia Jax Expose and #Naomi Truth were trending worldwide within an hour. The reactions from fans were all over the place. Some were praising Nia Jax for keeping it real and exposing what they saw as the fake corporate side of WWE. Others were defending Naomi and criticizing Nia for potentially crossing professional boundaries. The wrestling community was completely divided. What made it even more compelling was that both superstars' social media accounts went completely silent immediately after the incident. No explanations, no clarifications, no damage control posts. Just radio silence, which only fueled more speculation about what had really happened. Even other WWE superstars seemed unsure about how to react. Some posted cryptic messages that could be interpreted as supporting either side, while others stayed completely away from the controversy altogether. According to multiple reports from wrestling insiders, the backstage situation immediately following this incident was absolute chaos. WWE officials were reportedly scrambling to figure out exactly what had happened and how to handle the fallout. There were conflicting reports about whether Nia Jax had gone into business for herself or if this was an elaborate work designed to blur the lines between reality and fiction. Some sources suggested that WWE management was furious about the incident, while others claimed that certain executives were secretly pleased with the buzz it generated. The most telling detail was that both Nia Jax and Naomi were reportedly called into separate meetings with WWE management immediately after the show. The fact that these meetings lasted for hours suggested that this wasn't just a routine post-match discussion. Industry insiders were divided on whether this was a calculated move by WWE to generate controversy and social media engagement, or if it was a genuine situation where a superstar had stepped outside the bounds of their storyline role. What added to the intrigue was that several other wrestlers who were backstage that night gave conflicting accounts of what they witnessed. Some said both women seemed genuinely upset, while others suggested that they saw them talking normally before and after the incident. The immediate impact on both superstars' careers was significant, though in different ways. For Nia Jax, this moment either solidified her reputation as someone who doesn't play by the rules, or it potentially damaged her standing with WWE management. If this was indeed an unscripted moment, it showed that she was willing to risk her career to make a point. If it was scripted, it demonstrated her ability to make storylines feel incredibly real and authentic. The wrestling community's reaction to Nia was mixed. Some fans praised her for bringing a sense of unpredictability back to WWE programming. Others criticized her for potentially embarrassing a colleague and crossing professional boundaries. Her social media following actually increased significantly in the days following the incident, suggesting that controversy does indeed generate interest. For Naomi, the situation was more complicated. If the allegations that Nia made were false, then she was the victim of an unfair attack on her character and professionalism. If there was any truth to them, then she faced the challenge of addressing legitimate criticisms while maintaining her positive image with fans. What was particularly interesting was how different segments of the WWE universe reacted to each woman. Naomi's longtime fans rallied to support her, flooding social media with positive messages and defending her reputation. However, some fans who had never been particularly invested in her character suddenly found themselves questioning things they had previously taken for granted. This incident highlighted several important issues within the wrestling industry that go far beyond just these two performers. First, it raised questions about the line between entertainment and reality in modern wrestling. In an era where fans are more aware of the behind-the-scenes aspects of the business, moments like this blur the line between what's real and what's scripted in ways that can be both exciting and problematic. Second, it brought attention to the ongoing discussions about how women's wrestling is presented and how female superstars are treated within WWE's corporate structure. Whether intentional or not, this incident sparked conversations about equality, opportunity, and representation in professional wrestling. Third, it demonstrated the power of social media in amplifying wrestling moments beyond their initial broadcast. Within hours, this segment had reached millions of people who might not have been watching the original show, showing how modern wrestling narratives extend far beyond traditional television audiences. The incident also highlighted the challenges that WWE faces in maintaining control over their narratives while still creating content that feels authentic and engaging to increasingly sophisticated audiences. This situation offers several important lessons for the wrestling industry as a whole. The first lesson is about the importance of clear communication between performers and management. Whether this was planned or unplanned, the confusion and speculation that followed could have been avoided with better communication strategies. The second lesson is about the power of authentic emotion in wrestling. Regardless of whether this was scripted or not, the reason it resonated so strongly with fans was because it felt real. In an era where many wrestling storylines feel overly produced and artificial, moments of genuine emotion stand out dramatically. The third lesson is about the importance of social media management in modern wrestling. The way this story developed and spread through social media platforms showed how crucial it is for wrestling organizations to have strategies for dealing with viral moments, both positive and negative. Finally, this incident demonstrated the ongoing evolution of wrestling entertainment, where the lines between reality and fiction continue to blur in ways that create new opportunities and challenges for performers, promoters, and fans alike. So there you have it, Wrestling vs. CC Family, the complete breakdown of one of the most shocking and controversial moments in recent WWE history. Whether you think Nia Jax was justified in her actions or believe she crossed a line, there's no denying that this moment will be remembered as a defining incident in both women's careers. The wrestling world is still waiting to see how this story develops. Will WWE address it directly in future storylines? Will both superstars be able to move forward from this controversy? And most importantly, what does this mean for the future of women's wrestling in WWE? One thing's for certain, moments like this remind us why we love professional wrestling. It's unpredictable, it's emotional, and it keeps us talking long after the final bell has rung. What did you think about this incident? Are you Team Nia or Team Naomi? Let me know in the comments below, and don't forget to like this video if you enjoyed this deep dive analysis. Subscribe to Wrestling vs. CC for more breaking down the biggest moments in wrestling, and hit that notification bell so you never miss when wrestling drama unfolds. Until next time, keep watching, keep discussing, and remember, in wrestling, anything can happen.